How's everybody? ¿Cómo están? I hope you had a good day yesterday. Yesterday was Borinqueneers Day, a much celebrated event, I believe, and it's an event that we should always remind people of the history of the Borinqueneers and their accomplishments during the Korean War. The only Latino Hispanic segregated unit in military history, and the last, thankfully. But again, it was Borinqueneers Day. So I'm thankful that proclamation came through to the government, and every April 13 is going to be Borinqueneers Day. But I want to talk about a topic here. I put a title, Puerto Ricans who don't know who the Borinqueneers are. And the reason I came up with that title was because I seen a live video that Sam Rodriguez made yesterday, and he just finished running a 13-mile half marathon. Good for you, Sam. And he said on his card, he decided that he was motivated on that day to do a little video about this topic. And he was talking about a Borinqueneer that he knew that was at the event and that he was talking to, and the Borinqueneer had mentioned that he had made a trip to Puerto Rico. Now, this guy, he fought in the Korean War, he fought in Vietnam, and his last duty station was Fort Hood, Texas, and he retired and he stayed in Killeen, Texas. So he made this trip to Puerto Rico, and he was talking to the security guy at the gate. Now, it's been a while since I've been in military bases. I usually go to the one in Fort Hamilton, Brooklyn, because I live in the New York City area. I live in Long Island, and they have now contractors. They don't have the military police that they used to have. So in Fort Buchanan, I don't know if they have military police or they have contractors. If anybody knows that information, they could comment, let me know. But that being said, what he started talking to the guy at the gate, he asked him, do you know who the Borinqueneers are? And the guy told him no, he never heard of them. And it's kind of sad. You're working in an army base in Puerto Rico, of all places, and you don't know who the Borinqueneers are. Now, to be fair, I don't know if this guy was actually Puerto Rican, like I said on my title, Puerto Ricans who don't know who the Borinqueneers are. But I could guarantee you, especially in the younger generation, there's probably many of them that don't know who the Borinqueneers are. And I believe that it's our job as the military community or civilians to educate our children and grandchildren about the 60th Infantería, the 65th Infantry, the Borinqueneers, and their accomplishments. That is our duty, folks. Don't leave that to the school system. Don't leave that to anybody else. You should take the responsibility, you should take responsibility to teach our kids about the 65th. So I find that sad, actually working in a military base in Puerto Rico, and he had no idea who the Borinqueneers are. And I could guarantee you that probably even Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico that that live don't know who the Borinqueneers are. And most likely in the younger generation, the older generation, you're going to be a hard time trying to find anybody who don't know who they are. Here in the mainland, yeah, I could see that native Puerto Ricans, not native Puerto Rican, but Puerto Ricans that live in the mainland might not know who the Borinqueneers are. Again, because they weren't exposed to the education. Now, I don't blame this certain individual for not knowing. That's not that person's fault. Okay? That is the fault of the education system that he went through, and nobody taught him. So, that being said, I believe it's our job to do that. So, Borinqueneers Day, April 13th, is a good way to show people and teach people about the Borinqueneers Day. We celebrate Memorial Day. We celebrate 4th of July. I just hope that you adapt that day as also a celebration. So celebrate these heroes that fought for us during the Korean War and did it in a courageous manner. So that being said, folks, that's my little spiel. And thank you, Sam Rodriguez, for bringing that up. God bless everybody and take care. And like and subscribe on this channel if I can make it grow. It's mostly dedicated to military subjects. Take care.